The fastest growing sport in the world has not been fair to its main actors, the fighters. As they struggled to make ends meet, a professional structure was necessary to turn fighters into athletes, dedicating themselves full-time to their craft and ready to inspire millions of young people around the globe. In the Kingdom of Bahrain, a man diagnosed that issue and went to work to change it. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa united athletes from around the world and various backgrounds to begin a new chapter in the mixed martial arts story.
I love sports and I love challenging myself every time. Since 1998, I started watching the MMA sport and I was really in love with it. I loved it and I wanted to watch a lot of fighting. I wanted to watch the sport itself, and I started reading about it and learning a lot about it. In 2015, I decided on having my own team of MMA, which was launched as KHK MMA team, to compete in professional MMA and in amateur MMA. So I recruited Bahrainis as amateurs, about 17 fighters, which was a start. I got them all in my gym and we started training, and I started training with them to encourage them. Plus we had our professional fighters like Frankie Edgar, Josie Shorty, Habib, and Franz Manambo, and James Gallagher. They were all a part of KHK MMA team at the start of it.
KHK MMA was born in 2015 and featured the best fighters in the world working alongside the future of the sport.
When I got in the sport, I wanted to be number one. When you have that belt, you're the best guy in the world, and that's my main goal, is just to be the best guy in the world. I'm not doing this to be second best. KHK team is like no other. You know, Sheikh Khalid has really given his support and dedication to us and a bunch of fighters from around the world and from Bahrain, and I'm just happy to be a part of him and lucky to be a part of him. You know, he's doing a special thing that not many people are able to do, and I'm thankful for that.
Sheikh Khalid and Sheikh Nasser was there. So everyone was telling me, if you win this fight, that's how you're gonna change your life. So for me, that fight was very important. And then when I went to that fight, I gave it everything. In the beginning, first round, I was blacking out. I was just seeing black. I really pushed myself. I said I really want to win. And after that one, I won by decision. And after that one, that's the first time where His Highness Sheikh Khalid, I met up with him. He called me. Me and Shahid went up and we sat with him. And that's when he said, okay, I really liked your fight. I liked how you were losing and then you were winning. He told me I have my Taekwondo team, I have my Thai boxing team, Muay Thai team. And now with you, I'm gonna start my MMA team.
All of us had the same belief and same confidence at that time that this is gonna happen. This is something special that's happening right now.
And then we start training, and then he started building his gym like KHK at that time. Every day we'd go, we'd see the gym getting better, like new mats, new bags, and a lot of equipments were coming in. Every day a lot of equipments, and we didn't have that equipment in our old gym. So we would go there and it's like we will play, you know?
What really mattered was that we were going to be part of something much more bigger in the whole sport of mixed martial art.
I was zero. I didn't have any knowledge about what is MMA that time.
Looking back at it now, it was unbelievable for us to see the world come here to Bahrain.
I knew that what I am into now is something unique. It's not same as I have been doing for the past 6 or 7 years in sport, or before that.
It was a very exciting time for the fighters, the amateurs, all the gyms that was here in Bahrain.
He come takedown. I come, when I go jab, you go under my head, bam, finish takedown. Okay? When you finish takedown, he come to him.
When I come, these guys training me too. and I'm very happy about when I come to Bahrain. I'm like home because my friends training me here.
Ready to war. Woo!
The two of the biggest rival teams of MMA today was actually working together at that time. So I think it was the first time and the last time we actually saw Team Khabib and Team, let's say, SBG come together. And that was the whole point, I mean, of KHK MMA. I mean, if you think about it, that was the message we were actually trying to send. It was about how can we unite the sport of mixed martial art and how do we create a structure that was completely different. When we handed over those KHK original t-shirts to these athletes, it was not just a moment where they were being part of KHK MMA. It was a time for MMA as an industry to be put to a test.
It's a vision led by His Highness Sheikh Khalid, and from that vision, we knew how to change the sport from event business to being a real sport business.
Thinking about it now, we had Shorty Torres, James Gallagher, France Malumbo, a few of these athletes who were part of KHK team doing that pro debut.
Jose Shorty Torres, brave bantamweight contender, KHK MMA wrestling practice. You know, head coach Eldar Eldaroff. Dagestani wrestling is a whole different level. I'm an all-American, American style, folk style wrestler. And these guys are just grind, staying close, body locks, all these different things.
Today, if we look into the journey of Bahrain national team as amateur, the federation started on 2016. Since 2018, Bahrain became #1 in the overall international ranking in less than 5 years, from not knowing anything about the sport in Bahrain to become on the lead of the world. This was a shock not only for international, it was especially in Bahrain, because no other sport in Bahrain until today reached to the top of the international ranking except MMA.
Not once, consistently for 3 years, and breaking all the records that was there before held by any other national team in the world. Bahraini Hamza Kohiji, who was a big part of this program, become the #1 bantamweight in the region today. Definitely the biggest sports star in the Kingdom of Bahrain. And we wouldn't have dreamt at that time an MMA fighter in Bahrain, where the sport didn't even exist, would become the biggest sports star of the country. So for me, that is more than a success story for the athlete. It became a big success story for the sport of MMA itself. Today, you're looking at Bahrain and you're seeing that when we say it is a Disneyland for MMA fighters, because this is one place you're actually going to see a training camp where you can wrestle with the Olympic wrestlers. You could grapple and train jiu-jitsu with multiple black belts and world champions.
Because everybody in this sport organizations are following one vision, which is His Highness Sheikh Khalid vision to keep Bahrain in the lead of MMA in amateur and in pro level. And we see that very clearly, not only with the national team, but with the achievements of Brave.
I would always say what really makes me proud is to know that as Bahraini, to know that this is a sports media property that was born in Bahrain. Brave has really made that statement visible. How do we make it visible is to become the most exported brand in the Kingdom of Bahrain. We really see the impact of media exposure that this brand can give to the Kingdom of Bahrain. I mean, if you look at it today, we're looking at this martial arts or combat sports brand that is being showcased to 800 million households around the world. almost broadcasted in 180 plus countries. Just on digital media alone, we have over 500 million views on our content. We also do generate an amount of content that is produced in-house by Brave Combat Federation that is over 300 hours of content that we produce, and then we have almost 500 to 600 hours of content that is re-edited. And all of this are messages of what is capable of from the Kingdom of Bahrain and what facilities we have here.
KHK MMA and Brave CF have helped transform the IMMAF World Championship to become the biggest pathway for future stars. Brave CF and KHK MMA have also created the first ever MMA Super Cup, a nation versus nation tournament that, for the first time, brought prize money to the winning federations, changing the perception of amateur MMA forever. While doing that, KHK MMA has also created a national team for MMA in the kingdom, transforming Team Bahrain into the #1 ranked nation in the world.
The only international federation that's WADA accredited in terms of signature to WADA, and our next push is to become recognised by GACE. That's the next process. But the fact is, if we are recognised as a sport, it enables the national federations to go and get funded from National Olympic Committee or through the sports minister. So that's one of the big things. So having the Super Cup and the fact that we now have the prize money, which is one of the biggest prize money for combat sports within a team championship for MMA, those countries that are successful will have access to funding, which will help for the next generation, the development of the sport within mixed martial arts. And that's one of the key aspects, and that's one of the visions of His Highness, is that, you know, that the funding there is to help the federations to grow and develop and put back into the system, and to really go on that competition pathway, you know, continentals, world championships, youth world championships, and so forth. So, you know, if you look at Africa, you know, we're going to spend a lot of time, you know, hopefully on the next Super Cup, that, you know, we'll have the inclusion of Africa and the federations that will be there. So you'll have, again, nearly every continent represented within the Super Cup.
Team Bahrain has further solidified its status by winning the first MMA Super Cup in the beginning of 2022.
It was a masterpiece in sport. It was a sport concert where magic was happening there. Thank God that we have the cup here in its hometown in Bahrain. I don't know how to explain it, but it's something you cannot express it or you cannot feel it unless you are there. You win 9-0. It's not something easy. It was something very, very touching the soul, you know, to see them all winning the finals and going there, getting their medals and getting the Super Cup. It was a priceless moment.
In these last years, Brave CF and KHK MMA have helped transform Bahrain into the one and only combat kingdom.
His Highness looked at me and he told me that think bigger. One day we want to have an organization, a platform where all those flags are going to be in Bahrain, or all those flags are going to be united together in one platform. When you see Brave events in a country, we are actually seeing Brave become a national project. So we always say that it's not just a promotion, it's a vision, and it's not an event. It's a national project to create a global ecosystem for sport of mixed martial art. We need the sport to be no more an event business and to become a sports business. But you can bring the fastest growing sport and combine it with the most successful sports business model. But if you don't have a strong regulation that can bring the world together, that can regulate it, govern it, then it could all fall down and break apart. And that is why it is crucial to have a governing body, to create the FIFA structure for the sport of mixed martial art, where we have a strong governing body that goes and collaborates and brings the continental federations, the confederations, and the national federations together under one vision, one global structure for sport of mixed martial art.
The support from His Highness Sheikh Khalid is really huge. I cannot describe in words how much he helped all guys, especially who represent our team, who representing KHK, and we had guys who had really bad injuries and their career was about to finish, like young ages, but he helped to have a best medical specialists to make surgery for them, to have good rehab and to come back to fighting. And these guys now building their career, you know, and having their life around that and helping their families. And there are a lot of examples like that.
There is a structure that I can go to. There's a structure that I would go to a gym and reach to glory. And the only thing I have to worry about is talent being the only variable and nothing else, not nationality, not religion, not their sex, not their marketability even. It is simply going to be if you have the talent, if you have the hard work, if you have the passion, you can be where you want. The structure exists, and that is definitely going to be the goal of what we're trying to achieve in the future.
Working with all the team on Brave, it's a fantastic organization, you know, a genuinely global show. They go all over the place, fighters from everywhere, the highest level. The production is great. I'm delighted to be back, and I hope to do many more of these in the future.
Now MMA beginning become like big because Sheikh Khalid working about this a lot. He promote this sport and this team in Kingdom of Bahrain, and I like to be there because people is very nice here.
I want to say thank you personally for creating these events for our fighters, the SBG fighters, the Irish fighters, and also fighters all over the world. It's such a tough business, and to have someone like yourself so invested in the sport is crucial for us, and I want to say thank you for that. Let's go Brave.
Very proud that we reached to this point of excellence, that today when people talks about MMA, they immediately talk about Bahrain.